Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Here we are again with a new topic, and I hope that it will be very interesting as well. It is interesting for me because um, I honestly keep surprising myself with a new revelation about this topic, and I also am constantly surprised how people get themselves in trouble because they just don't know. And the topic today is rules in the relationship. Every single relationship in our life has rules. And it's about everything. It's not only um, relationship between husband and wife, it's all kind of relationship. And for whatever reason, some of us, many people, they ignore the fact that relationship has rules. However, the other part of people, they do know, they feel, some of them, they innately feel that there are rules, but they just don't know. And a lot of people, they don't talk about it. I mean, not even a lot of people. I would say that, it would be, if it would be up to me, I would probably start teaching children at school that there is a subject like that. So we would be more um, knowledgeable when we enter our adulthood, how to navigate a lot of things in life. So, relationship is a pretty tough business, and rules of the relationship, uh, and all sort of relationships, is also a pretty tough business because it's not only relationship. We're not talking only really about relationship between family members. We're talking about relationship all across the board, and it's business relationship, it relationship between husband and mother and children, it relationship between grandparents and their grandchildren, it relationships at work, it relationship between friends, all kind of relationships, you name it, they all require some sort of regulation. If you want to think about it, relationship, it's like the whole umbrella of relationship has a lot of like different topics. And if you want to think about highway road, it's a road with a lot of segments, with a lot of intersection in it, and you need to know the rules to make sure that you're not get hit, you're not get hurt, you're not out of the road, and you're not crashed. So none of those things you want that to be happen with to you. So I would like to talk about some general rules on that road, um, because I think that it's very important, and I want to start with the family members rules in between family, or between people who are having a closer relationship than business, because this is a kind of relationship that everybody want to have in their life, or a lot of people they do have, and this is the part where you mostly get yourself in trouble. So what are the basics rules in here? Okay, do not assume, right? Do not assume, because um, the other part of the relationship is not you. So the other part is never going to be you, meaning that the other part has a different experience throughout her or his life. So there is basically a complete different vision for wherever you see. Assumptions create anger, because if you assume that the other person think or does something, you get yourself in trouble. So it's better, for instance, it's better to ask, right? So when I'm saying do not assume, what is this that I'm talking about? For instance, you're coming home from work and you're very, very tired and you're exhausted and you don't want to deal with anything, okay? And you come in the door and your children overwhelm you and your husband overwhelms you with something, and you know that you need to get yourself together, you need to make dinner, you need to do certain things, and you're exhausted, you have nothing left. So a lot of people, what do? They, like between the work, when they left, in the car, they have this, like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted, I'm going to walk in. Somehow he or she should know that you're exhausted, and you expect the other person to know that you're exhausted, but you don't even understand that the other person can be on a completely different universe, and he or she can be doing something and can be busy with something. So there is no time for assumption, like, or thinking, well, she's going to walk in, she's going to be busy, or he's going to be tired. So instead of doing this, you would need to just walk in the house, and when overwhelming, like when the children jump on you, and husband is coming to you, instead of being annoyed that they're not, like they're insensitive, like many of us conclude right away, right? So instead of jumping to this conclusion, we just need to tell them, hey, I'm really tired. I'm going to get myself together for 15 minutes. And then in 15 minutes, I'll be all yours. And wherever you need, guys, we'll play, we'll do dinner, I will listen what happened at school, we'll be doing all of it. So this is one of the things, how instead of assuming that, like they will know something about you and your day, you actually is telling them right away. And this right away is going to take the problem from the table. So you are not getting them and yourself in trouble. Second rule is listen carefully. It sounds like a very simple rule, right? And I hear my children constantly at school. They get taught, listen to what teacher says, listen to what your peer says, listen, listen, listen. Do we listen? We do not, especially in a relationship. I don't know why, but it feels to me like once you're in a relationship, like it's like, especially with females, I mean with males too, it's not going to be fair if I will tell you that one gender is better or worse than another. They are kind of similar. It seems to me like as if, oh well, I'm already in a relationship, why would I listen? No. If you don't want to get yourself in trouble, you need to listen. What do I mean when I'm telling you that you need to listen carefully? You need to make sure that wherever the other person tells you, you listen, you hear out the person, because again, it's very close with with the first rule, because a lot of people, they assume, they do not really listen. Their party just starts telling them something and they jump in right in the middle. They start with the conclusion, they assume that they know, they like, and then like the person who is talking get upset, and the other person gets in trouble, and like it's all messy. at the end. So you need to make sure that you listen. If you don't understand, if you have doubts, ask. You always ask. Don't be afraid to ask. A lot of people, unfortunately, they have created the pattern when they are afraid to ask, because how many of us think, well, if I'm asked, it means that I'm stupid. It's not. You are stupid if you are not asking. You know why? Because if you're not going to ask and you're going to assume that you know something, and then the situation unfolds itself and you're going to get in trouble for whatever it is, you will be feeling stupid, because you will be internally telling yourself, come on, you knew it's going to happen. Why didn't you just ask? Why didn't you stop? Why didn't you listen? So, and I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that you had these moments. And to avoid them, you just need to listen. It's very simple rules. Listen and ask. Don't be afraid to say, is this what you meant? Is this what you were talking about? Okay, now I get it. And trust me, the other side is never going to tell you that you are stupid. The other side will repeat. And I can tell you that in a lot of cases, the other side, especially if you struggle as a couple, the other side will appreciate, because when you listen, the other side understand that you are interested in whatever the person tells you about. What can be more loving and more important for anyone to be heard than to be heard? So this is what's happening. When you listen, the other person understands that he or she is being heard. So you need to help each other with this, because it's very important. Okay, third rule, which is follow through. How many of people, they promise something, or they agree on something, or there is some sort of an agreement between couple, and they're not following through, and then the others say, well, we discussed that you were picking up a child from the school. Where were you? So, in order to avoid all of it, you need to follow through. If you take something on yourself, for instance, you tell your wife, okay, I'm going to wash dishes daily, because say you're saving money and you are not having housekeeper, and you promise, and your wife is telling you, hey, I hate washing dishes. I'm sorry. I it's something that I cannot do. And yet then you come in and you tell her, okay, I'm going to take care of it. And then you don't. That's not following through. If you promise something, you need to follow through, no matter how difficult or not difficult it is for you. You need to follow through. And if for whatever reason you cannot follow through, you need to tell her, hey, dear, today I really can't. I can't. And you can give a reason, or, like, you don't need to give a reason. You can just, you can just explain that today, I just don't feel it. Can you please help me out here? The trick part here is you cannot use it too much, too many times. You need to follow through. Um, and when you're following through, you show each other that you can rely on each other, because no matter what, you're doing what you're signed up for, basically. And also it creates a certain type of safety in the family, because you know that this part is going to be taken care of, and the other person is reliable enough, and he or she will be doing this. So it's going to open the complete different level for you as a couple, where you will be interact easily, with ease, with relaxation, with a lot of, like with more enjoyment, with less stress, with less who is going to do it, with less uncertainty. And um, it has to be there for you. You need to create this responsibility within themselves, within yourself, to be able to follow through certain things. Well, now there is a fourth rule. I'm not going to give you a lot, but I will give you four rules today. And the fourth is availability. You need to make sure that you're available for the party. What does it mean? Availability means that you should be able to be there for your party, for your spouse. You should be able to listen. You should be able to hear out. And in a way, you should be a sounding board for your spouse. Men can actually do a very simple task. They can come home and they can literally come sit down and go, okay, my dear, I'm listening. What is it that you had today? And give it 10 minutes, and you would just need to be there for her and listen to her. This is a great exercise for your patience, but also it's a great exercise for two of you, because she will be able to unload wherever she has. And trust me, it's very helpful for a girl, for females, to be able to, like, unload. Same goes for a female. She should be able to sit down and hear out her spouse. It creates a very safe environment where you are able, that the other person is hearing, is able to be there for you, creates a safe environment, and you are not charged, you are not judging, you're just available to hear, whether it's ideas, whether is are those troubles that he or she has at works, whether it's some vent that one of you needs to do. No charging environment, no charged, not judgmental. You are just here to listen. You're just basically a simple soundboard. The only difference between you and soundboard is that you are actually trying to give your not charged advice to your spouse. Not charged and not judged is a very, very important condition here. It's a condition. If you make yourself available for your spouse, you need to just listen. Don't have any conversation on your background. Don't have a conversation on the back of your mind. Oh, more, and he or she cannot figure out how to act in this simple situation. No, no conversation, no nothing, no ideas, nothing. Just hear your spouse out, be there for him or for her, make sure that you hear, and that's it. Remember, you do not be you don't you remember that you are on the road, and there are rules. If you are not following these rules, you will be crushed, you will be damaged, you will be hurt. And if you are on a road and you're not following the rules, what is going to happen? You're going to have two choices. One choice, one option is you crash, you burn, you hit, you dead, or something that we don't want to happen. And another, you're going to get ticket by the police, right? And some tickets, they never go away. So you really don't want to get a ticket in your relationship, because what if this ticket is never going to go away? Would you like to have this ticket forever? No, it's not pleasurable. None of those two outcomes is a good outcome. You don't want to get hurt and you don't want to get ticket. Okay, you will be lucky if somehow you got a ticket, right? I mean, things happen in life and you may get ticket in the road of relationship, but try learn as many rules as you can. Try to avoid as many problems as you can. Try, it will make your life so much easier. You will be having so much fun. You will enjoy life. You will be able to work on yourself. You will be able to work on your relationship. It's fun. It is such a huge topic that if you have questions, please ask. I'm here for you. Please join us on Instagram. Please join us on YouTube. Join our community. Sign up for our newsletters. I'm here for you. Ask any questions, and I'll see you next week, guys. Have a good day. Thank you for being here with me today. Bye.